We are finally taking off on our first stage of the journey pre-Pan American Highway. So today we're leaving from North Carolina, headed down through South Carolina, Georgia to Florida. And then from Florida, we're going to be going around a little bit and then going to Colorado. And from there, we're going to decide what exactly to do before leaving to head to Alaska and then down to the southern tip of South America. So come along with us. I'm going to be vlogging the whole time, and we're starting today. First things first, to pick up my girls after picking up Spicy. We got Spicy from my mom's house where he's been resting for the last few months, getting in shape. And now I'm here to pick up Anila and Nesa. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, we're going on a 3-year trip now.
Yeah. Are you ready, Anila?
Yeah.
Yeah, you excited?
Yeah.
And we're gonna be either car camping or sleeping in the tent that we got along the whole journey. So we are super loaded right now. We haven't gotten our roof rack on the Element yet. So we have everything packed into the car. We're gonna have to either rearrange it to set up the mattress or we're gonna have to set up the tent. But either way works. Though I think the tent for now is probably a better option because we have a lot of stuff. Check this out. And all our stuff in there. It's super organized as I would have it, but there is a lot of stuff. It's not cramped. The seats are actually really open and everything's secure, but it's a lot to move around, that's for sure. Road trip time!
I think I'm going to make a video of your video.
We're officially on our way. This is what our cabin looks like. Not too bad in here, though we are a little bit weighed down, a little bit sagging as far as suspension. But that's one of the things that we're going to be replacing when we get to Colorado is suspension. It's one of the first things we're doing.
And we're on the road.
Spicy's taking us cross country and then cross continent. All right, I'm going to turn it around and show you some road footage and then get the navigation on. A natural recognition of the fact that we're going to be outside for a few years and that we're going to experience all the different weathers along the way.
Like snow?
Like maybe snow. Probably not. We're going to be warm weather chasing, but outside the whole time, so we better get used to the rain. This south of the border has been a thing that I've been seeing since I was little, coming from North Carolina down to Florida. It's just in between North Carolina and South Carolina on I-95. And it's kind of weird, to be honest. It's usually empty and they poured tons of money into this place. I don't know how they afford it. But we're just getting gas. We needed $5 worth to get us to our next gas station, which is going to be Flying J, and that's where we're actually going to be filling up for the entire trip as long as we can make it to each one, because they have hot showers. And if you spend $50 in gas, you get a free shower ticket. So we're going to be getting all of our gas there, except for this $5 to get us there because we were about to run out of gas, and we're about 20 miles away. Check that, it's 50 gallons for one free shower. So that's actually $150. That makes more sense for a truck. So since our Element here, Mr. Spicy, is pretty high mileage, we're adopting the sentiment of slow and steady wins the race. So we're not going to be going like crazy mileage every day and getting places really quickly. We're going to be chugging along. So for today, what we're doing, we're getting from North Carolina to North Georgia, and we're staying actually for 2 nights there at one of my mom's friend's houses. She renovating a house there, and we're going to be staying at her house. It's not, there's no electric, no water, but she does have a bed in a room. So we're going to stay there. We have our portable toilet, and we have, well, that's it we have for now as far as no electric and water that relates to that.
No water?
But we're bringing drinking water, and we're bringing our portable toilet, and our water pack. So we're going to be staying there for 2 nights, and on the second day that we're there, we're actually going to go from her house up to Helen, Georgia. It's about an hour drive from her house, and we're going to visit Helen. I went there when I was younger. It's been converted to a Bavarian village style place. So that's German for those who don't know. And it's a really interesting place. They have a river that runs through the town, and there's tubing on the river. So we're gonna see if we can get in to do some tubing. It's also really busy season right now, so I don't know how well it's gonna go, but we're gonna try. And then a couple days, and we'll head down towards Florida after that. And we'll keep you all updated the whole time. Driving through very small town America. We're way out in the country in basically central Georgia. There's nothing but farms. We just passed through a couple tiny little towns that had some people still living there, but we'll talk about it in a future podcast episode, how most of the people have moved out towards the city because all the jobs left the countryside. Small towns don't really have much to do anymore to make money, so people move to the cities. And we're going to talk about that in a future episode of our evening tea. But for now, enjoy the beautiful countryside here in central North Georgia. The foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. So after our circus of a camp setup last night, we actually had a really good night's sleep. We were on a private property. We were on our friend's property, so we weren't worried about like anyone coming and banging on the window telling us to move. But it did take like a couple hours to set up the car to sleep in it, and then like 30 minutes to break it down in the morning to drive off. But we slept really well, and that was the first time trying. We gained some understanding of the situation, and we're ready to do better next time, which is tonight. Tonight we're going to be sleeping in the same place as we did last night, and right now we're headed to Helen, Georgia. So to get to Helen, we have about an hour-and-a-half drive north from where we slept last night, and the drive looks like this. So we decided to not go tubing. We're gonna find a nice hike to a waterfall instead while we're here, but we did want to come and see the river and the happening going down it. I did this when I was younger at this very river, and it's a lot more crowded now than it used to be, but it still looks really fun. Something we'll do one day, but check it out. And it's like a, I think, 2 to 3 hour tube ride, which is pretty incredible. My favorite mountain feature has always been the rivers and creeks and streams going down the mountains, through the mountains. That's always, for some reason, ever since I was younger going hiking, that was always the thing that I loved, like crossing streams and going and putting my hands in it. And even like now we have a life straw, so we could actually drink out of it, fill our water there and drink out of it in an emergency. But the general thing that I remember about hiking most is, besides like roots and rocks and hills, is the water, the streams. I love it. And the greatest water feature of all in the mountains is our favorite to hunt, which is waterfalls. So we're gonna do a little bit of climbing. We're gonna do some exploring. We're gonna climb down to there. That side. Over there. We're gonna climb down there. It's gonna be treacherous, but we're gonna be careful. That was our route. We're gonna go a easier way on the way back. Hopefully easier. That was pretty tough. Say hi. And that was our return route. It was not easy, but it was a little bit easier. It was steeper, but not slippery like the other one. The other one had a rope that we had to belay down or climb down, holding onto and holding Nasa. So this was a little bit easier, but that was a tough journey down to that river. It was worth it. It was wonderful down there. We met another family with a kid, Nasa's age, and they were throwing rocks together and having fun. So it was nice to go down there. Hey, good morning. We're waking up here. It's spicy. I'm going to show you the little scene inside. This is our second morning waking up at this place. It's our friend's house in central Georgia. But let me show you, this is how we've been sleeping. It's really nice, actually. We have tons of room in there. And it's actually just as much as any bed that we would have outside of the car. It's, well, most of the time. Sometimes we sleep in queens or kings, but sometimes we sleep in a full mattress. This is a full mattress, so it's 52 inches wide. It's plenty of space for us for the time that we'll have it, but once we get to Colorado, we're actually building out a bed in there and removing one of the seats permanently, which will give us a few inches left of space extra on top of a full mattress. And we're going to be making a custom bed, so it'll be even more spacious, but for now it's really great. Anyways, yeah, here on this beautiful morning in the countryside in central Georgia, you hear the birds chirping. It's a beautiful thing to wake up to. And we're gonna get going on our journey. We're leaving once we get up down towards Florida, and we're gonna stay in the Kaplan National Forest for tonight.